Queensboro Hall. Part two, round two of the rally we're going to have. Patriots United is going to have a rally. Shelton D'Souza. They're going to rally against the Queen Bus redesign. They don't want it. It's raining out.
I don't know if they are. They're not, they have no signage on the side of their vehicle.
Right.
If you want them to be posted.
It shows the client routing phone.
So you think right there is better?
Yeah, because if people are coming from the subway, they can also cross at this intersection here.
Right.
So it's not necessarily everyone crosses there. Crosses there.
Okay, so we'll be right there then. That works. If that's okay with you guys, that's okay with you. We'll just be there. But I think this is where vendors. This guy's having much off the drinks or whatever.
Nah, he's the camera guy for the wedding.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Alright. It's too early to put the food on. It's going to be raining. It's all going to get bumped.
It's almost
Guys, look at my TV. I have a wardrobe now. Woo! Okay, so let's get the show started. Alright, let me go get David. Call him. Okay, who's 718-801-6071? 369 is you?
I'm 801.
And you're 369? Okay, so who's 369?
So is your NYPD detail going to be mad if we're down here?
I mean, I purposely wanted to be full, but I think if we're in that niche, we're not 100 people, we're only like 5 people. I think yeah, hello? Yes, hello? Hi, this is Sultan.
To do it right there under the heart.
Yes, we're at Borough Hall. We're just everyone's getting ready to get situated.
Oh, let me send you this flyer.
We're just waiting for our police.
I'm live, by the way.
To arrive.
Let me put a mute.
Give us about
Audio
10 minutes
now.
to get warmed up. Alright guys, let's get the show on the road.
What are we waiting for?
Well, the cameraman is there. Hold on. I gotta find you. Hi.
Hey.
Are you here for the press?
Yes.
Cover us. We're Passengers United.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're having the protest here.
Okay. Anybody speak Spanish?
I
do.
No, you know.
Oh, you
It
do?
doesn't have those Spanish last names. It does not mean I speak
I'm
Spanish.
sorry, Karina.
Yo hablo. ¿Sí hablo español? Sí, hablo. Entonces, ¿por qué está usted acá?
All right, David, come up the block. Come all the way up here. We're going to be over
Esto
here.
viene con el City of Yes, con el Carbon Initiative. Y ellos que van a hacer es que ellos van a cambiar todas las líneas que van a sacar paradas. Porque eso lo va a mejorar. Lo va a mejorar. Lo que pasa es que la ciudad también quiere vender a las calles públicas, al lift, a City Bike, para que ellos van a poner la bicicleta. Ellos están vendiendo las calles públicas para las compañías como Transportation Alternative, que están dando la plata al mayor, al city council, y todo esto va con el City of Yes, que el mayor, el alcalde está haciendo, y no es para mejorar nada, es para sacar
Ven acá. Van a mojar. Ok, entonces le voy a poner. Yo, Jonathan, give me some info on this one clear.
Yeah, good, man.
Pero un segundo que quiero estar seguro para Do you think that more people are
We're hoping so from the rain and time delays. We're going up.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. And we will get started in a few minutes. We have permission to use this. Sure? Ready? So the Queen's bus redesign, tell them it's done. So
En la pequeña para los pasos, de una hacer nuevo.
So there was no notices about the meeting on any of the buses.
No había nada para el público, no sabían. Ellos fueron a
Right, but
hacer-
I understand what he's saying. You know, I want to interview
Yeah,
somebody.
right.
I don't want to throw away. Okay. I mean, what class is he from?
New York 1.
Okay. So let me give you the letter and just read it to them in Spanish. Because this guy is.
Ya vengo, one second.
Why is everybody one is like into a hard time here? It's like, come on, man. It's like, you know, these guys can just they act like they're the big books, like a cardboard 55. There. Remember.
Wait.
Read it to just read it to
So the MTA media guy is here.
I don't care.
See the bald guy? That's the one that's going to do that. He does opera research.
I know. That's bullshit.
He does opera research. Y'all should give him a hard time. I'll do that. I mean, you want to.
Alright guys, let's not block the sidewalk. Be on the side. Come on guys, be on this side so they can't see nothing to us. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we ready guys? Let's get the show on the road. Anyone with us, please stand on this side of the sidewalk. And this is the Passengers United rally. So, what do we want? Bus stops. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Bus stops. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Equity. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Equity. When do we want it? Now. MTA. Money thrown away. MTA. Money thrown away. MTA. Money thrown away. MTA. Money thrown away. And again, guys, the MTA thinks they can come in our communities, be mean to us, and this is what's been going on. There was no public hearing notices in any of the buses, which is a disgrace. And to make matters worse, the MTA, not only did they not do that, but they want people to testify online today. That's what we were told by the MTA. So, hold on 1 second. Let me say hello to my friend.
No, I don't want to interrupt,
good.
Charlton. I'm here to make sure I got your thing.
Let me give you a high five, brother.
Very good.
Okay. All right, guys. So the seniors in our communities, they count. Our seniors are very important, and eliminating a bus stop from 800 feet to close to 1,200 feet is unacceptable for our seniors, people with limited mobilities, and wheelchairs. So again, guys, we're going to keep protesting. We're going to keep being out here. And this morning, or this afternoon, I paid the fare in pennies, guys, pennies. And that was to send a symbolic message to the MTA that you can't come into our community, tell us there's going to be a public hearing, and then guess what? They didn't even put notices on half the buses. And many of the buses I was on, I did not see the legal public hearing notice. We didn't even see it on the digital screens. That is a civil rights violation in our community. That is disrespectful. We pay so much money to the MTA, thousands and thousands of dollars. So we deserve respect and dignity. And they have no respect for our money in Queens. Our money means something. And the MTA thinks because it's a monopoly, totalitarian authority, MTA, I hate to say that, but it's true, they think they can come in our communities, dictate what they want. It's unacceptable. So I am honored to be the president and founder of Passengers United, and I stand by everything we did today. And I'm sure the MTA is going to spin this and say, oh, we have our facts wrong. We don't know what we're talking about. And the MTA has gone on a media blitz to destroy our credibility as an organization. And I will say this, we've done more in the community
than any of the other organizations have done. Go back, go look at our videos, go look at all the town halls we had. So we have the dignity and respect on the front lines in our community. Because when we talk to people in the community, we look them in the eye. We go to them and we say, good evening, how are you? How do you feel about the Q110 or the Q2 or the Q60 being cut? So in Roosevelt Island, the Q102 is being eliminated over there. And they're going to have the Q104 go in there. That's not good enough for the seniors and the elderly who live on Roosevelt Island. They deserve better. So I'm not giving up. We're not giving up. And guess what? Let the MT do this plan today, because the MT promised us that there would be another final report. All of a sudden, they changed the game on all of us. And now they're telling us that there's not going to be a final report, and this is it, and this is the public hearing, and everything is going through as planned. Well, wait a minute. What about the comments from all the other people who attended this meeting, right? So, again, the MT is listening to this right now. There's a rep here from MT. So, like I said, tell us, how come there were no notices on the bus? You guys can't make the, what's your answer going to be about that? You got to answer the public about that. And there's going to be a lot of angry people here tonight. A lot of angry people. Because in all my years of working with the MT, and I've been a community organizer for the last, I would say, 20, 21 years, I've never seen it this bad. The MT is so scared of this plan that they don't want people to come out to this public hearing tonight. They don't want people to know about this. It's all a big secret, and that's not right. We deserve better. We deserve respect. Our money means something. And I know why this is going on, so that Uber, Lyft, and can have a monopoly in our community. And many of the organizations that support the Queens Bus Redesign Plan that have come out in the MT press release, guess what? They're getting funded by Uber, Lyft, and all the for-hire vehicle apps. And guess where most of the redlining and bus cuts seems to be happening? In the north part of Queens, the south part of Queens, and we were promised better connections, right? We were promised ease of use. Tell me, why isn't there another bus route from Far Rockaway that goes to Bayside, or Far Rockaway to LIJ for our healthcare workers? Don't they deserve dignity and respect? Our healthcare workers stood on the line with us when people were dying during COVID-19. They were there. And a lot of the hospitals in Queens, many of them have been closed down. So if you live in Southeast Queens and you have a heart attack, or you are just, something happens to you, when you call 911, they're either going to take you to the hospital in Elmont or Long Island Jewish, or maybe Queens General. But Queens General is so crowded that that's the only hospitals they can take you to. So our healthcare workers, they need bus service. And that is something, we need a route that goes from Far Rockaway, up Springfield, all the way up there. To not have a bus route is unacceptable. So we're going to keep protesting, we're going to keep making our voices heard. And like I said, let the MT go through with this plan. We are going to sue them. We are not going to let this agency get away with this. I'm sorry. Hell no. And today's penny protest was just the first in a whole bunch of things to come, okay? And I'll say it now. This country was built on civil rights, on the freedom of expression. And the MT is working really hard to kill that. And I wonder, why has the MT been on a publicity campaign to destroy the credibility of Passengers United? I wonder. We attend all the meetings, we do all the work in the community, right? Where are these other organizations, these so-called organizations? What have they done, right? So I'm sure the MT is listening to this live right now. Good, let them send their rep here. Let this all be on camera, because we've got nothing to hide, all right? And the truth is coming out. And all these angry people here tonight, oh boy, you guys have got your hands full tonight. I'll tell you that much, okay? Because and you know what? These Queens Bus Redesign cuts is going to lower your property values. If you live in a home, guess what? Your property values will decrease because of this. So we're talking about redlining our communities. And so one of the things we're calling for is a second transfer to help people. So if you take a bus and then if you take the subway from Manhattan and then you go to Jamaica, you should be eligible to get on a bus and then get on another bus. So we're calling for unlimited 2-hour transfer within Queens. I think that's the least that the MTA could do to help the community. But like I told my team, we want a route from Far Rockaway to LIJ Hospital or Far Rockaway to Bayside. If that's not in this plan, do not call this a redesign plan. Because what you're doing, and this is the MTA's logic, they think by eliminating bus stops, they think it's going to make the bus run quicker. Well, guess what? On my board of directors, I have Alan Rosen, who used to work for New York City Transit Operations Planning. He's an expert. He knows this. He designed many of these routes years ago. So he knows what he's doing. So the MT's intimidation tactics that they keep doing, it's disgusting, it's appalling. And, like I said, we're going to be filing complaints with the MT's Inspector General, Attorney General. Oh yeah, we're getting ready. We have a whole bunch of things coming to the MTA. So don't mess with us, because Queens is the Alamo, okay? Take that shit somewhere else, to another neighborhood. Don't mess with us in Queens, because we're not having it. So now I do want to say that we have put a report together. We actually did put a whole report together on the Queens bus redesign. And we went through every single bus route in Queens. What should be kept, what should be eliminated, what needs improvement on. And we created our own bus plan because the bus planners are so incompetent. And here's another thing. The lady who runs the Queens bus redesign, she's not lived in Queens for many years. Many of those people are just, they don't ride our buses. In some cases, Google Maps was used to literally look at routes. And how do we know this? Look at Huxley Avenue. Huxley Avenue is a nightmare. So I'm going to let my colleagues speak because I'm sure they're outraged. My board member, Karina Nieves, is here. She's very passionate. She rides the Q37 and the Q10. And so I just want to make one thing clear to the media. We do not support any bus stop eliminations because in the wintertime, when our seniors have to walk 6 or 7 blocks to a bus stop, only to miss the bus, and now you have to wait another 15 or 20 minutes, what happens? And another thing is there's no guarantee that all the bus driver slots are going to be filled. Right now in this country and in New York City, we have a severe bus driver shortage. The MTA is desperately looking for workers to fill runs. And if you don't have bus drivers to fill those runs, and every night it happens, on Twitter, the MTA will announce the QM5 is canceled because of a breakdown or they don't have a bus driver to work the run. So the MTA is begging drivers to work overtime. They're literally struggling to fill runs. And this is unacceptable. And in the Bronx, when they did the Bronx bus redesign, we went to clean up the mess. After the Bronx bus redesign, we were at the Patterson houses. Bus stops were eliminated 9 blocks apart. 9 blocks apart. Think about that. And I had to walk with those seniors at the Patterson houses on 138th Street to save their bus service. Yeah, that's what we did. So I'm very proud of that. And we've been to so many communities. And you know what? It's better to have the respect of the riders than, to be a part of this whole circus show of other organizations coming in our community who are getting all these millions of dollars. They don't even ride our buses. And what's disgusting is they put up bus ads in our communities saying that the Queens bus redesign plan was a great plan. Really? They were even at the MTA's press conference in December. They made a statement saying it was a great plan. Did they read the plan on the first day? No. So here we go. Let's fire it up. Let's give it a round of applause.
Woo! All right, everyone. Hi, my name is Karina Nieves. I live in Richmond Hill. I take the Q10. Mostly, I've taken the Q37 before as well. But I think it's a disgrace what the MTA is planning to do for especially South Ozone Park, that they use the Q10. And the Q10 is the fastest bus going north to south for us in Richmond Hill, Kew Gardens, and South Ozone Park. The Q37 runs along 111th Street. The Q10 runs along Lefferts and Rockaway and 150th Avenue. Having the elimination of the Rockaway 130th Street route will be horrible for the South Ozone Park residents. They should not have to be coming to the MTA hearing tonight and have to complain again about having to walk or get a third-way transfer to the Q9. The reason why our buses are the Q10 is reliable is because it is an airport bus. What they are doing is having the Q37 go all the way into JFK Airport and using the excuse of the construction that it will always be that way. That should not be the case. The people that will go and take the Q10 bus, they need to have a reliable bus service. And that is for everyone who lives in those neighborhoods. We should not be having to go 10 blocks away to the Q37 to go all the way into JFK Airport, into every single terminal. We have seen that the Port Authority has issues with their air train.
Yep.
And so people, when they're gonna go and take the last stop all the way to Lefferts Boulevard, and what happens when the air train is down? There's no way to get into JFK Airport with the Q10 because that's what's part of their plan. So that it is so disrespectful for what they're doing. And they call their outreach is ridiculous. What they did is using the example this past year of COVID as the reason why they will not be doing in-person outreach. It is not enough to be doing Zoom outreach plans over Zoom and only into community board. You need to go into every single community and into the block associations, residents associations, and explaining what you plan to do with the bus line. Not just go to the community boards, which a lot of people don't even know a community board exists, or their council member. They need to be going into the communities, and they did a horrible job with their outreach. And I just had seen on the digital display on the Q10 the hearing for tonight. But that's not enough. You need to be putting a poster up.
And they didn't even post it up.
Yeah.
Until 12 o'clock today. That's unacceptable.
It's
We have
ridiculous.
people riding the buses, surveying and checking. I didn't see one damn poster on the buses. Okay? That is disgraceful. That is a lawsuit. That alone should stop this public hearing. So again, I know the MT is listening on that thing. So you know what? Go back inside there. Tell the chairman to cancel this public hearing tonight. That is what we demand. That is the right thing to do. Because guess what tonight? My prediction is under 80 to 50 people are going to show up tonight. That is my prediction. And that's a damn shame, please. A damn shame. So
I'm gonna give it over back to Charlton.
yeah. And we'll come back to you. So hold on. So my board members want me to read this, okay? And I'm going to read this because thousands of people did this petition, thousands of them. And 3,300 filled out this petition by Alan Rosen, who's on our board of directors. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, the MTA wants to end local bus service as we know it. As part of the Queens and Brooklyn bus network redesigns, they are proposing to eliminate about 70% of the bus stops, calling it bus stop balancing. Instead of buses stopping at every other city block, every 3 city blocks, or every avenue block, most buses will stop at a minimum of every 4 city blocks or every other block. That's a total of 1,300 bus stops in Queens and 1,000 in Brooklyn. They're calling it bus stop consolidation or bus stop balancing, rather than what it really is, bus stop removal. Even bus stops with bus shelters are being removed. Yeah, that's what they did in the Bronx. They took bus shelters, good bus shelters, and they moved the bus stop to dark, deserted areas, as we saw at the Patterson houses. Most routes will stop every 5 city blocks or every quarter mile, some every third or half mile apart. And what I want to say right now in Queens, the bus stops are literally every 3 to 4 blocks apart, literally. And some areas do have bus stops every 2 blocks. And the younger people, many of these young people who have no care in the world for a senior say, oh, they can walk 3 blocks. They can walk 4 blocks to a bus stop. Try doing that when it's winter time and you're in a pain or a mobility issue.
And so this plan discriminates against our seniors. It's going to turn our seniors and people with disabilities' lives upside down. Because when it's 25 below or 13 below in the wintertime, and our seniors are slipping on ice and tripping, or even people in wheelchairs are having a hard time getting to their bus stop, the city of New York is going to end up being sued. Because they're going to be falling on city sidewalks. But again, nobody at the MT thought about these things. So the MT's plan, if you really want to change a bus redesign, you add more bus service. You have off-board payment. That's how you do it, right? Or you have backdoor payment. You make it easier. You add more buses, add more drivers, add more routes. That's what should be done. David, do you want to read the next one? Yep. Right. David's a bus advocacy ambassador.
Don?
Yeah.
This change is setting a dangerous precedent for the other borough bus network designs, which is why you should be concerned, even if you do not use Queens buses. The MTA was careful about which bus stops to remove in the Bronx as part of that borough's redesign, only removing bus stops that were excessively close together. But in Queens, they took a sledgehammer to removing bus stops, relying on the public to tell them which ones to put back. When all is said and done, half the bus stops will be gone forever. Let's do the arithmetic. The average local bus speed in Queens is 8.5 miles per hour, one of the fastest in the city. And the average bus trip length is 2.3 miles. That means the average bus ride takes 60 minutes without walking and waiting. The total trip takes about 30 minutes if you use only one bus and no subway. If buses operate 25% faster, they travel only 2 miles per hour faster, and your bus trip will take 14 minutes instead of 16. Therefore, buses traveling 25% faster means you only save about 2 minutes. However, that 2 minutes is canceled out by your extra 1 minute walk to and from the bus, resulting in no time savings at all. For the average bus rider, his bus stops are spaced every quarter mile. For routes with stops every half mile, the extra walk to and from the stop is 7 minutes and 2 minutes saved. If bus stops are spaced every 3/4 mile, the extra walk is 14 minutes and 2 minutes saved. Routes with bus stops facing every mile will result in 17 minutes extra walking and 2 minutes saved. However, if the walk to the closest bus stop is not in the same direction you are traveling, you won't even save those 2 minutes. Therefore, the average 30-minute bus ride will now take at least 30, 35, 42, or 47 minutes, depending on bus stop spacing if you are a fast walker and if buses are running on schedule. You will no longer have a greater chance of missing. You will also have a greater chance of missing your bus. The further you walk, adding at least another 10 minutes of travel time. So your 30-minute trip can possibly take you over an hour, doubling your trip time, assuming you are a fast walker and there are no bus delays. Do you really want to walk further in bad weather? So how is increasing bus stop spacing beneficial to most riders? The only criterion used to determine success or failure are faster bus speeds, which is easy to accomplish when you are removing over half the bus stops. What the MTA should be measuring is if the time it takes you to make your entire trip, including walking, waiting, and transferring, is less under the new design. Say that again. The only criterion used to determine success or failure are faster bus speeds, which is easy to accomplish when you are removing over half of the bus stops. What the MTA should be measuring is the time it takes you to make your entire trip, including waiting, walking, and transferring, is less under the new design system. Bus stop elimination will cause a hardship for anyone who has difficulty walking and will further erode bus ridership. The number of bus stops is unimportant. What matters is how often the buses actually stop at those stops. It makes no sense to eliminate lightly used bus stops that most buses actually usually skip anyway. No one benefits. Eliminating bus stops where usage is heavy will cause the remaining bus stops to become dangerously overcrowded, making passengers impatient and encouraging them to point to the back door and evade the fare. Lower revenues and reduced ridership will cause further service cuts. The MTA will never admit failure. claiming ridership bus from the next ferry cruise and citing faster bus fees as a measure of success, although most trips will take longer.
That's right.
We must stop this plan before it becomes reality.
That's right.
The MTA does not know what is best for riders,
That's right.
or is intentionally trying to encourage bus riders to use other means of transport so they can operate fewer buses to reduce their budget deficit.
Right.
Thank you. Power to the people.
One thing.
David, my name is David Kupferberg, K-U-B as in party, F as in Frank, E-R-B as in boy, E-R-G as in girl.
And the spelling of my name for all of you is C. So I'm the president and founder of Passengers United. I've been a community advocate for over 18 years. I've been going to these MT meetings. Spelling of my name is C as in cat, H as in house, A as in apple, R as in rain, L as in light, E as in tag, O as in orange, and as in navel, that's Charlton, and then D'Souza. D as in dog, S as in school, O as in orange, U as in union, Z as in zebra, A as in apple. I heard the cops were behind us. That's our detail. They finally showed up. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna turn it over now to my colleague who lives in Rockaway. I'm gonna get you. We're gonna save the best for last. So I'm gonna go to our brother yard. Tell us about how you feel.
Now it's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Is everyone good?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael J. Howard. I prefer to be called Mike as a nickname. Let me give you the spelling of my name. It's MICHAELJHOWARD. Nickname MYKE. Let me tell you how I feel that I live in Southeast Queens, which is far Rockaway, and this is what I don't like about the bus routes that I live near, which is the Q113 and Q114. Whenever Q113 or Q114 come a little bit too early, I have to wait like a few minutes late for the next either one. For me to go either up to the train station, which is Rockaway My Avenue, whenever I take the A train, or up to Jamaica to get the E train. For me to get the E train to either I get off at Jamaica Center, or sometimes get off at the very last stop, which is Parsons Boulevard, Hillside Avenue, and in Jamaica, which is the F line. And here's the problem. Here's the problem about these two routes. One, when Q113 goes up to Jamaica, it needs more. It has enough when it comes to signage. It has enough room to say. It has enough room to add two more letters in Nassau. When it says via Nassau Expressway, it needs two more letters to have, which is P and W. That is missing. P and W needs to be added on via Nassau Expressway and via Brewer. And the Q114, I've been telling headquarters to add via 5 towns because it goes through 5 towns.
So we're going to be releasing a report. Actually, so you're going to be very pleased.
So we actually created a report that we put together of every bus route that we will be releasing at 3:15 today. And it is a comprehensive report that we went through. I think you all are going to love it. I think Queens residents are going to be impressed. And you know what you're going to love? We put together 79 routes, 78 routes that goes from Bayside to Rockaway. But even most of the routes that we mentioned that we put in our final submissions to the MTA. We literally had to rush at the last minute, all of us, with all of our colleagues in the different communities, working on conference calls to put this together. So we're doing a lot. And remember, guys, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We've done more than the other organizations have, and that's a fact. So I'm going to give it up to my colleague here, Mr. Rinaldi. He's here today as a private citizen who's going to say a few words about the bus redesigns and how he feels. Mr. Rinaldi, nice to meet you. Take it away.
My name is Jonathan Rinaldi. JONATHAN RINALDI. This message is for Donovan Richards. Can you hear us, Donovan Richards?
He hasn't responded.
Do you hear us, Donovan Richards? I want everybody to look right there behind me is the bike lanes. Now the bike lanes make it impossible for the buses to drive through these streets with traffic.
That's right.
This ties into the City of Yes and the carbon neutrality aspect. They having meetings and not letting the community know what's happening in our own neighborhoods.
Right.
They are, the reason why they are skipping bus stops is because the city council is bought and sold by transportation alternatives.
That's right.
They are selling out our public property to Lyft and City Bike. They are selling our public property because the city is bankrupt.
And the MP works with them.
The MTA is an independent organization. The MTA is not public. The MTA steals your money and they lie to you. And for all the low-income families who are going to have to double their grocery bills because the trucks are going to have to pay tolls to bring all our services over here. We the people have had enough. We will not take it here in Queens. We will not take it here in the city. And we will show up at every one of your meetings. Donovan Richards, one of the borough presidents who supports City of Yes. And we will let you hear it every single day. And we here in Queens are against the redesign because you didn't tell the public about it. You didn't let any of us know about it. But we know about it. And we're not going to allow it to happen.
And we're going to let our community know about it.
And one more thing. Can I say, if you can see, Donovan Richards has not even returned our phone calls back or our emails. And that tells you how bad that tells you
how bad this Queens bus redesign is. Every elected official has been bought and sold. Okay? So they're not responding to emails. They're not responding to phone calls. So like I said, let the MT have their little thing tonight. Watch the fun. It's going to be a mess in there. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Angry people are going to be in there. And they're going to say something. Oh, speak Spanish. Yeah, sorry. No. Okay. So, like I said, yeah.
Like my brother Rinaldi over there said, this is part of their plan. The city is becoming more and more privatized. They want it to be a developer's playground. Okay? So they want the City of Yes ties into this Queens bus redesign. It's going to tie into the Brooklyn bus redesign. Why? Because they want transportation development along every single corridor. If you're within a half mile of a train, they want to redevelop your land. And this is basically the end of middle class city residents and lower income residents of the city. Okay? This whole plan ties into that. They want less money put into public infrastructure. They want it to be all privatized. This goes into even the global plan of taking public resources and making them privatized. I am Puerto Rican. Look what they did to my homeland with the electricity. Con Edison is not a public utility. It's on Wall Street. They make trades and stocks on that, and we pay the money for it. It's time for my fellow Queens and Americans, residents of this country. We need to wake up. Stop being asleep at the wheel. Our country is privatizing public entities. Our government is bought and sold by corporations. It's called the United States of Corporations, not the United States of America. Get that straight in your head, people, okay? Because our elected officials do not work for us. They work for the corporations, all right? They have these meetings and they say they care about us. Our community boards are being undermined in the City of Yes. and no one wants to talk about that. The city planning commission is going to vote and they're going to say yes. The city council is going to say yes. And they don't care about our community. It's up to us individually and us to work with our groups, like Passengers United, like our residents and block associations, to organize. We have to organize ourselves, fellow Americans. It is not the time to be asleep at the wheel, and it doesn't matter who's in office, because blue and red still is one bird, and they will always privatize public entities and utilities. They will. That's their plan. Okay? They're all going to privatize public utilities. The bus redesign is just one thing. What City of Yes is another thing. It's a continuum of that. And I'm gonna let my fellow colleagues talk and add on.
Let me add this here. I totally agree with my boss Charlton here that the buses for Far Rockaway should be going. It should be added 2 more routes to go up to one to go up to Long Island Jewish and one to go up to Bayside. So that way, whenever I go to Bayside, I don't have to take 2 buses.
Exactly.
Because as of right now, I'm taking 2 buses up to Bay. Whenever I have to go to Bayside, I have to take 2 buses. Either 113 or 114 to the Q31. And I'm sick of that. And plus, not only that, when I have to go to not too far from Long Island Jewish and live, when I order myself live, I had to pay almost $50 from my neighborhood up to Creedmoor. And I'm tired of that. And plus, I remember one night I had to pay $15 from Beach 54th Street in Harvard to my house one night. And I'm tired. I am tired of that. The good thing I don't bother to call up to order myself lit very often, you know? And everything in the Rockaways is method. My neighborhood is so moderate they can't fix nothing. I mean, I've been demanding them to add more countdown clocks in my neighborhood. Because I live near Beach Knife and Seeger Boulevard. That's the nearest bus stop for me to catch the Q113. And the very nearest bus is for me to catch it at, for 114, I catch that Seeger Avenue and Beach Knife. So, I've been telling DOT they need to add more countdown clocks at Beach Knife and Seeger, and also in front of the councilwoman's office, which is Beach 20th and Mott. But instead they put that long pole for them to say Q113, 114 to Far Rockaway. I told them to put countdown clocks over there after they finish up my avenue.
So yeah, all of the points that my colleagues said are right, are true. But like I said, Southeast Queens, Northeast Queens, we're getting screwed. And there's some parts of Astoria where they're actually going to be in transit deserts now, all the way at the top of Astoria. This whole plan sucks. And again, the MP is sitting back in their conference rooms watching this live stream. So go ahead. And why is the MK so scared? Why did they send someone here all of a sudden? I wonder, right? So like I said, and you see the truth, you see these petitions, which I forgot to show the media. These are the petitions we got from Roosevelt Island members for the Q102 tonight. So these are our petitions. Oh yeah. We went all over food. Not only Southeast Queens, I was in Astoria. I got to know this borough really well over these last, I would say, 3 to 4 months. And over the last few years, Passengers United we had press conferences, we had rallies, we've been on YouTube. Check our YouTube channel. Look at our live streams. All of it's there from the very beginning. So again, we're honored to have done and served the Queens Bus Redesign. We did our best on no money, mind you. Okay, all these other organizations have millions and millions of dollars. Where the hell are they been? Nowhere to be seen. So, and let them come out. Let them come out power lie, because that's all they're good at doing. But Queens residents are watching the fun, they're getting angry, and watch. In the coming days, complaints are being filed. Oh yeah, and we're filing complaints against the MP to the IG's office. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so we're going to keep the rally going. If anyone wants to come and talk to us, we can. So what do we want?
Equity.
Equity. When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? Equity. When do we want it? Now. Our seniors count. Our seniors count. 15 years count.
Our seniors count. Our seniors count. Our seniors count.
Our seniors count. And I want to say one thing. Have you noticed it's just us here? You know why people are not here protesting? Because they don't know that this thing is taking place today. But I guarantee you, on the first day, when this bus plan goes into effect and it's rushed by the MP, you're going to see riots in neighborhoods. I guarantee you that. Oh yeah, Southeast Queens, they're not taking this crap. There will be riots. There will be a whole bunch of things going on here. That's a problem.
And I just want to add, this is pre-bus redesign, that in my neighborhood, okay, I could talk about it. In my neighborhood, on Myrtle Avenue and Park Lane South, the Q55 bus stop with the bus shelter was removed by the DOT, all right? And who has to approve that? The MTA has to approve that for a bus stop to also be removed. And they said that it was because of an NYPD request. Well, where is the bus stop shelter? You say you got to put it back, DOT. What's going on? You know what they did? They started the bus and the thing. Remember?
Exactly.
They did it a couple years ago. They did it.
Yep.
You know?
I was gonna say this. When it comes to transportation, I'm the only voice in Far Rockaway has to say something, has to complain and say something about this. Everybody else in Far Rockaway needs to wake up. I can't not be a voice at all times. Everybody else in the neighborhood needs to say something and fight back against these elected officials.
Stop sucking up to council members' asses. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
You have to speak up when for your community. If the council member's not doing nothing, you gotta speak up.
Maybe the neighbors would help. You know, spread the word
It's
that
bad
way.
if I got a church member work for a councilwoman. I ain't gonna mention no names.
All right, that's it. All right, thank you. All right, so that's it. Side here. Craig.